What's up? It's Hans.
And I'm Bay.
This is Who's the Asshole?
Dun, 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 dun. Cheeto.
Cheetah is his name. I have a great story for you today. It's a little f***ed up, and by little f***ed up, I mean it's f***ed up. So just be prepped for this. It's like a weird mixture of funny, but also really sad. So,
but not or funny,
up.
sad.
You know
everything.
What? I'm giving a lot of descriptions. I'm gonna just wipe that slate clean. I'm gonna read you a story, and you let me know what you think. Got it?
Zip it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for yelling at my pregnant coworker? I would initially say yes, right? Just hearing that.
I would say yes, but also, like, what did she do? Because did she deserve to be yelled at? Because she's also a person, you know? Like, what if she, slapped a baby? I would yell at her. But honestly, did the baby deserve it?
Okay. Yeah, what did the baby do? The baby's also a human.
Okay, get into it.
Okay. I, 23 female, share an office with my coworker, 29 female, who is 7 months pregnant. Since she found out about it, she talks about nothing else. I get it. It's exciting. However, I came to a point where I can't handle it anymore. A little backstory. I'm infertile and had a hysterectomy due to cancer when I was 18. I told her multiple times in the past that I would rather not talk about her pregnancy because it's a sensitive topic for me. I did not go into details as I don't want to share my medical history with everyone, and she stopped for the rest of that day. Today, I couldn't stand it any longer. She again started talking about how her back hurts, and because of the weather, her feet were very swollen. I turned and yelled at her, "Just shut the fuck up and don't bother me with your baby. You at least have a uterus to carry one."
Jeez. Harsh.
Dude, right? She immediately started crying and left the office and later called in sick and went home. Am I the asshole? Edit. I'm just going to read this now because it doesn't add stuff to the story. I have no issue being around pregnant women or kids. What is an issue for me is that she talks about it for 5 months straight and about nothing else. I tried to suck it up the first 3 months and then started politely telling her to stop talking only about her pregnancy. I just talked about the situation with another coworker a few minutes ago. She is also annoyed by her and avoids her. She said I was maybe a bit too rude, but it needed to be said. I will apologize to her tomorrow.
Oh. Geez, okay, so that was just a little harsh at first, being like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know, like, that's... Okay, so going back to the story, she's never told the pregnant lady that she, you know, all of her backstory, like, and I'm not saying she has to, but I'm saying it would maybe give her more of an understanding of to why maybe, you know, tone it down on like talking about pregnancy and talking about babies, like, because I do see the other side of like how, you know, it probably hurts her to hear it so much, but also you never communicated that with her, and so like just to go yelling at her right away was super harsh. And I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like it's more than a little harsh. It's super fucking harsh because it's, I mean, I was just thinking about it in any other context, right? If you had a coworker who always talks about crypto or something and like you just were so fucking annoyed hearing your coworker always be like, crypto this, Bitcoin that, whatever.
Yeah.
And you have
no relationship with crypto. Like you're not you're not banned from crypto or whatever.
Yeah, you're not banned from crypto, but you just like don't really like it and you tell them, hey, I don't really want to talk about this, like stop talking about it with me. And then they still kept talking about it. I understand being annoyed. I understand being frustrated. And this is like a lighter topic than like pregnancy and infertility, right? Which is sensitive. But still, if this guy or person still kept going on crypto and you turned around and said, just shut the fuck up about crypto, I'm still going to think you're an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You're at work.
So true.
This isn't like you're this isn't like a personal situation. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to do your job. And if someone's annoying you, you can't just turn to them and tell them to shut the fuck up.
I would be so hurt. Like if I was like, I don't know, imagine if I just like got a new puppy or something. Like I'm trying to think of like other situations, other scenarios versus like pregnancy. But like, I don't know, if I was super annoying, and I might be to some coworkers, and I
Yeah.
always talked about this fucking puppy. I I would be like so hurt and sad if someone literally turned around and was like, "Shut the fuck up." Like that is so I don't even know. I would definitely cry. I would be like, I don't know, it's just so harsh.
Absolutely. I would bawl my eyes out and I would 100% leave
Mhm.
work early because I would be crying.
Mhm.
I would be so upset. And
And then you would just feel weird, like not wanting to talk at all, and like I don't know, like you would just feel so uncomfortable.
well, and the thing is, too, it's not like she's sitting there going, I can't wait to have a baby. Oh my God, what a blessing it is to be pregnant. Am I right? Like,
Yeah.
look
I'm
how
so happy I
gorgeous my
can have a
belly
baby.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm so thankful for my perfect uterus that let me grow a
Yeah.
baby. Like, you know what I mean? She's literally talking about physical ailments, which is a
And
valid
also,
thing.
also, she is pregnant, and so that probably is on her mind almost 24/7. For some people, it
Yeah.
probably is 24/7. Like your every breath you feel, you're probably feeling your baby. And like it's just like it's a constant it's like if you okay, think about this. If you have like a big like cut on your arm, I always talk about or maybe that but whatever. If you like cut yourself somewhere or something, and I literally do not shut the fuck up about that because I'm thinking about it 24/7. Like I'm
Yeah.
probably like I have to apologize to people because I'm like I'm sorry I keep talking about this, but this seriously hurts so bad, or like whatever,
Yeah, like you're just aware of it in
And
everything
I'm
you're
just
doing.
like, I'm thinking that's just how she's feeling with her pregnancy is like that is on her mind 24/7. And you're right, it's
100%.
not like she's like rubbing it in her face, being like, I'm so blessed that I'm able to have a baby physically. Like,
Yeah.
like she's not rubbing it in your face. She's just like excited to have her baby, and it's a
Yeah, and not
whole new
even that.
chapter.
In this day, she just said she started talking about her back hurts because of the weather, her feet were swollen. Which
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
okay, those things can exist without pregnancy. Those aren't like pregnancy specific things. But then for her, she's in her third trimester, which means that like that baby's big as fuck, like
Yeah.
weighing on everything, impacting her physically, and yet she's still there doing her job. Like, of course, like that's going to come up. You're going to be thinking about it, and you're probably not even thinking
100%.
about it being a pregnancy conversation because it's just physical ailments. My feet are swollen, it's hot, and my feet are puffy, and my
Hmm.
back hurts. Like, how is that
Hmm.
even? You're the one taking it as this like pregnancy conversation.
Yeah, that's so true. And like even I tell my coworkers when I'm like, "Oh, I have cramps," or like I have a headache, or like, they're your coworkers. You're with them every day of the week. Like they hear a lot of your complaints and a lot of your,
Mm-hmm.
whatever's going on in your life. And it's just like I don't know, like I'm sure people get annoyed of like people, or I don't even know where I was going with this, but
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to always get along with your coworkers, and they're going to do stuff that annoys you. And yeah, they might just be like, "Oh my God, every time I see like Carol, she's always telling me about how she has a headache." And I'm just like, "Okay, Carol, you and your headaches." Like
but
you're
I
not
wouldn't
going
be
to
like,
always
"Shut the
shut the
fuck up,
fuck up.
Carol."
Yeah. Just shut the fuck up, Carol. Turn it while you're fucking headaches, Carol.
Uh,
Yeah, like, dude, it's just this girl sounds like she has some healing she needs to do. Like, I think she needs to go to therapy and talk
hmm
through her
Therapy would
like
be great.
infertility journey because that's something heavy, right? Especially
Yeah.
being so young. Like she's 23. She
Yeah.
said when she was 18 she had the hysterectomy. Like that's something that when you're at 18 you don't even think you need to deal with your emotions. You kind of just feel like life goes on. But
Hmm.
really like it's a heavy fucking thing to happen. So it sounds like she needs to deal with some stuff, realize that, approach it, because for her to be so triggered so easily with just like a simple
Hmm.
conversation about physical
Definitely.
ailments, like you have some healing you need to do, girl. You got some stuff you got to figure out because that's not like a healthy
And
response.
and I feel like, I mean, there's gonna be, think about it, like every time you see a pregnant woman, every time she sees a pregnant woman, she's gonna be she's almost going to be like mad, it seems like. And so like you're right, going on like a kind of a healing journey with how to deal with that. And like I'm sure it's so hard. Like I bet you she is in so much pain when she does
Mm-hmm.
even see someone pregnant, you know, and like happy, and like I'm sure that hurts, but it's also like you have to learn to deal with that, because that's going to happen you literally your whole life, you know, like
Totally.
and it sucks, and like I feel so, you know, bad for her. And but also going back to the story, like I mean, I get she wasn't saying like, she wasn't talking about pregnancy a lot, or she was talking about like her feed and other things. But if it really did bug you that bad, just be like, hey, like maybe just have a more mature conversation if you
Mm-hmm.
actually need to say something, and if you cannot hear it anymore because you do work with her every day, maybe just have like, you know, an adult conversation and be like, hey, this is what I've been through, and you know, I don't know, I don't even know, like just have a conversation
Yeah.
about maybe toning it down, or like I don't know if you could not mention it as much, or like I don't know what the
Or
right way to.
even to just like, she doesn't even have to, if she doesn't feel comfy sharing everything. I know she said, like, hey, I told her that it's a little sensitive for me, but to be like, hey, listen. Okay, so I always think of like the conversations around boundaries, right? When you have a healthy boundary, is not controlling the other person and telling them how they need to act. It's letting them know what you're going to do and how you're going to
Mhm.
respond to something if you get triggered or uncomfortable, right? So I feel like if she were to be like, hey, is this a super sensitive topic for me? I don't really want to go into details, but just know like pregnancy and fertility is a heavy conversation. And so when you talk about pregnancy, it makes me feel uncomfortable or triggered. And so I just want you to know, if you start to talk about pregnancy, I'm probably just going to put my headphones in and shut you out, because I just personally can't engage in that conversation.
Mhm.
And like, it's not telling her you're wrong, you're fucked up. It's saying, this is me and I just can't be a part of this conversation. And so I'm going to not respond and put my headphones in. And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like having some sort of mature conversation that's letting her know without getting in this girl's face and making her seem like she's the problem. Because at the end of the day, she's
Yeah.
not.
She's just
Yeah.
like living life and going through a next phase in life, and it's a really exciting chapter for her. And you know, they're in completely opposite worlds. Like, you know, it's a very
Mm-hmm.
depressing subject for her, and this is like the greatest time, about to be the greatest time in this girl's life, or like a new chapter, like whatever the case may be. And so, like
Mm-hmm.
you're right, like they do. She either needs to set a boundary for herself and with her, or but like that's honestly past, because she just told her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was
There's a,
harsh, and
yeah. It's kind of weird that that other coworker said it probably needs to be said. Like, that's,
that is super weird.
but maybe that they just have that, like, it's that kind of girl that's like just gonna back you up no matter what you say.
Maybe.
She,
Or
you
maybe
know,
she
she's
is
like,
like really annoying, you know? Who knows?
maybe. But I bet
But
you, even
still, she
though
didn't
even
deserve
if she's
that.
annoying to them, there's probably someone else that could probably sit at a desk next to this girl and be fine with it and
Mm-hmm.
not be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I have compassion, so much compassion for the girl who posted this, but also it's just like you can't use your trauma or your difficult things or whatever to be an asshole to someone else. And if you are an asshole, like at the end of the day, you got to take accountability for the fact that like you still made a choice to
Mm-hmm.
say shut the fuck up. What did she say?
And to a pregnant lady, like, you
She
know, their
said, "Don't
emotions are heightened.
bother me with your baby," is what she said. "Don't bother me with your baby." Like
God,
that's
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 harsh.
so mean. I want
Mm-hmm.
to cry just for this girl, and I'm not even pregnant.
Seriously. I think, you know, I
Oh,
think you need to be her therapist, and I think you need to tell her how to set a healthy boundary.
I'll help you out, girl. Hit me up. We will talk boundaries. Okay, you can figure out how to place a boundary with this girl without telling her,
Or
meeting her
with
awful
anyone in your
things.
life from here on out.
For real. I know, it's so sad. I mean, well, she's obviously the asshole, though.
Oh, she's definitely the asshole. But we're giving advice on how you can handle this in the future. But
How
you're
to
for
move
sure the
forward.
asshole.
You for show, girl. Like, there's not even a question in my mind. You are the asshole.
And
And
also the
like,
other coworker.
yeah, girl, she's got a little sprinkle of asshole too.
like, that had to be said, or what'd she say?
Yeah, she said.
Yeah, that had to be said.
She's
or
also
someone
annoyed
had to
by her, and it was maybe a bit rude, but it needed to be said.
Yeah, no, that did not need to be said to anyone.
No, it did not
Simple
need to be said to anyone.
Yeah.
No.
So
and
like,
then our life lesson.
Yeah, what is it?
Go.
No, I was just saying she has a little sprinkle of an asshole on her. Ew. The main asshole sprinkled some asshole on her. Not the
disgusting.
poop. We can't talk about poop again.
No, not poop. Just asshole.
No,
that's it.
Just
don't go
asshole.
there.
Don't go there. I won't.
Stop. Yeah. Okay, life lesson is learn how to place boundaries in a way that protects you without being an asshole to other people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, that was like a really good and serious life lesson.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Once in a while, we got good ones.
I love it. My last one, if you listened to last week, we're just going with it. We're just rolling with it. But that was a really good one. And I love that life lesson. Maybe I'll share that everywhere. Just the life lesson.
Yeah, just clip the life lesson, send it to your aunt, your uncle.
No, we need to find this girl on Instagram and send it to her.
Her name is No Caramel 4802. So if you find No Caramel, that's you.
No Caramel. Wait, do you say caramel?
Honestly, no, but when I read it on here, please tell me, if you were reading this, would you not read No Caramel? Oh, wait, look at the ring light. You can see it.
Embarrassing.
No
Just
Caramel.
Kidding. Honestly, I see where you're going with it. Like, the numbers next to it kind of make you want to, and like the whole thing together kind of makes you want to say caramel. But I think I still would read caramel. Yeah,
I mean, I say caramel. No,
okay.
Typical day to day.
You brought on your exquisite
caramel.
Language.
It's No Caramel 4802.
Because we're so proper on this podcast.
Potato, tomato, caramel. That is how I
That's
speak.
all we say.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for listening.
That's a wrap for today.
Asshole.
And honestly, rewind Hannah's life lesson and play that over and over again until you're not an asshole to people that you don't need to be because of your own boundaries that you need to set. Mic drop.
Touche. Hey. All right, assholes. Follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes looks and clips from the episodes. Also subscribe and like on YouTube and Spotify. Leave us a review. We love that shit. All right.
We love that shit.
We love that shit. So again, thanks so much for listening. If you have a story that you want to share, our email is in the description. And you can shoot us your story and maybe it'll be on the podcast and that'll be pretty fucking dope. So yeah, peace out. Thanks so much for listening.
What she said. Bye.